Over the last 40 years of business, 2019 has been Gap's most challenging year. The morning of January 20th, the head office and manufacturing plant caught fire. More than 60 volunteer firefighters came to save the family business. They were so incredibly thankful for the volunteers, fire departments, the firefighters of Keswick Ridge Fire Department, Keswick Valley Fire Department, Upper Kingsclear Fire Department, and the Millville Fire Department. Firefighters, they put their lives at risk every day to make sure their community is safe. This year we have dedicated our Gap suds to the volunteer firefighters. Thank you. Without you, they wouldn't have recovered. Gap Auto. What's good, everybody? Scott here for Beer Show NB. Just a disclaimer before I introduce you to the beer here tonight. Last night I did shoot a video review of this the Volenteer beer here last night, but I had a I didn't really like how the video went, so I decided to reshoot it. And I have one left like that, and I'm going to give it to Norbert. So he can try it and he can add it to his wall of cans that he has on his set, like I'm doing here for my side of the reviews. So I would like to thank you guys for your understanding to start that off with. So just like I said in the beginning, what's good, everybody? Scott here for Beer Show NB. Let's get right into the video. I did try this beer last night, and it's a really good tasting beer. I gave it a 5.5, and I'll say it again. I had a second one last night before I went to bed, and the beer is a lager. It's 5.5, and it's a really, really good beer brewed in Edmundston here in New Brunswick, and it doesn't say exactly where it's from, like the brewery. I mean, last night in the video, I noticed when I was talking about it. That's why I'm doing a reshoot. I call it a distillery. That's not a spirit that I'm reviewing here. It's a beer. But let me just go to my jacket and get my can opener because I forgot it. The beer that I'm reviewing is called the Volenteer. Just like it said in the beginning of the video, as a sort of a little backstory to that, I would like to thank you all for taking a moment for watching the intro of this video, by the way. I really was heartbroken when I seen the story of when the warehouse was on fire on that January night, January morning, and you know, they've been working like over the last 40 years of business. You know, it was crazy. You know, they have been in business around that time for about 40 years, and as it says in the story, I don't want to go too much into details. You know, just like I said, I tried it last night. It's a really good beer. Gave it a 5.5. So this is like an overview video and not like the first taste, like, you know, like you're usually you know, seeing from us here at Beer Show NB, you know, the first initial taste test, the smell and whatever. But just to let you guys know, I really, really enjoyed this beer. It's a nice, strong beer. Just like I said, 5.5, and it's a really cool bottle. Look at that. Coming from an ex-firefighter, what Gap Auto did to commemorate the firefighters, the 60 firefighters that, you know, helped extinguish the fire so it didn't really get into the warehouse. You know, that's my bread and butter. That's me and my my colleague at work's bread and butter. That's where we get our detailing products from. If we don't get any detailing products, we are going to probably be stuck using stuff off Canadian Tire shelves or any retail store that sells detailing products. I don't want to go there. Gap Auto makes some great products, just like they did with the recipe of this beer. So I'll pour it, and I'll tell you what I noticed about it last night. Last night I found that it had a really close taste of apples. I found it had like a sort of an apple taste to this beer, and I love the strong taste. You can taste the lager in there. You know, it's a really good tasting beer, and I didn't do the head that I had on last night, but it had a nice foamy head when I did it. Look at this color. I don't know if it's just a different of lighting, but last night it was probably just my shirt as well. But it looked red, but you can see lagers are sort of a dark bronzy kind of, you know, color, and like almost like a violin rosin color. Really nice looking beer, and it tastes really good. Like yet again tonight, I taste the apples. I have a feeling that there was apples used in this brewing fermentation, or the recipe itself. It has a really nice strong aftertaste, but it's a really good aftertaste. I like it that way. I'm starting to love strong beer more since I had those three guys here: Brasseur d'Acot, Moscow Miscou, Irish Russian Stout, 9%. All right, slow down a little bit. Picaroons feels good. That's a 7% alcohol here. It's a strong imperial beer. It's a pilsner, and it was kind of strong. The Moscow Miscou was right up there. The Picaroons, IPA, you know, they're all strong beers. This one starts at 6.5, then you have 7, then you have 9. So this one's a 5.5, and I really enjoyed the taste. You know, just like I said, I gave it a solid 9.5 last night. I gave it a solid 9.5 just because of the coolness of the bottle. It's a stubby bottle. It's not made out of plastic. It's glass. You know, it says the stubby old school bottles, I like to call them. And, you know, you have the fireman there, the volunteer. Just get it in my thing here. Let me back up. There you go. Just a little better. And, you know, the 60 firefighters from 4 different fire departments that, you know, that went and helped each other watch their backs while putting the fire to them, you know, to help it not spread throughout the whole building, you know, saving their warehouse, you know, like I said, to help me and other detailers out here in New Brunswick, and now they're right across Canada, you know, have products on hand. And as you can, I'm not going to talk any more about that because I already mentioned some of this in the backstory video that I made. So Gap Auto, great products, great detailing products, just like the recipe of their beer. I gave it a 9.5, and I would like to thank Gap Auto, certainly Patrick Gourley, that made us a surprise the day before dropping this off to me and my colleague at work. It was a 4-pack. It's a really nice beer. You know, Gap Auto for, you know, having a fantastic idea behind this this beer. I really loved the direction you went with all the backstory of how your business went and how that terrible tragedy happened on that January 20th. It was a sight to see when I first woke up that morning, and I couldn't believe it. So I'm just happy that all the you know, the owners, the reps, the workers, you know, after all that happened, still the owner found another place so the workers would keep working, because the owner has a family. His brothers had a family, and then, their workers have families, so he didn't want them to suffer a couple of weeks, months, to be able to, get back to work or whatever, and not and having a hard time to get a couple of bucks in just to help them provide for that family. So he went above and beyond and was looking for another place that day while the firefighters were on scene, putting that fire out. He was on the phone looking for other warehouses to put his stuff in there. So, it takes a lot of dedication in a company to be able to, get on the phone and say, listen, I have some workers here. I'm going to look for a building for them. I have a family. They have a family. We need to provide for our families. That's one thing about Gap Auto that I have respect for, is for the thing and things that they do around the Fredericton area, and, for, putting a thank you kind of in a bottle to, like, the fire department. It's sort of like a memory of that day. To close off the show, I would like to thank you guys for watching. And just like I said, I give this a 9.5. It's a really good tasting beer. Thank you, Gap Auto. Great stuff. Great products, great beer. And I would like to close off the show by saying cheers. Very good. Please don't drink and drive. Drink responsibly. And see you next time. Thank you for watching Beer Show. I'm Scott Thibeault, and hope to see you guys later. Have a good one. Bye-bye. Over the last 40 years of business,